So, Mike, you've got a couple of goalless draws followed by a 2-1 defeat at home. You're still fifth on 25 points, but can you put your finger on a slight dip in form?
Well, I wouldn't even say it was a dip in form, really. I think in all those games we played extremely well and did enough to win them, but we're struggling to put the ball in the back of the net at the moment. So, Declan's still my top scorer with 6. He's found the net for a month, and his form's probably dipped a little bit. So I've got no problem with the form. Against Bishop Stortford, I thought we were absolutely outstanding with the football. Just couldn't put the ball in the net, and on Saturday, second half here, we could have had 4 or 5. So it's just one of those little spells you have in a season where it's not quite going for you. And I did say when everything was going for us that this was going to happen at some point. So we're in a stage where we've got to dig deep. We don't feel sorry for ourselves, but we do realise that we're actually playing reasonably well, and hopefully that will stand us in good stead.
So you're 3 or 4 months into the season now, and the league's starting to settle down. You've got the top 3 sides are more or less 10 points. Clear, Hinckley are dropping away. Which of the teams so far have impressed you in this league?
Well, we played a lot of the good sides very early. And I thought Halifax were particularly good up there when we lost 3-1. Chester were a slightly different side, but again had good players all over the pitch. And then we lost at home here to Guiseley. I thought on the day we caused our own problems as much as they caused us problems. But clearly, I haven't seen Brackley as yet, but clearly the top sides are the top sides because they have the best players. They're able to afford the best players. But all you have to try and do is make sure that your group give of their very best, and you try and eke every little bit out of it as you can. So we're in a position where our recent points tally, which is not as good as the first few games, but our performance levels are still very good, so we're optimistic and positive.
So Saturday, attention moves from the league to the FA Trophy. This squad's seen off high league competition last year in the various competitions. You also lost to lower league competitions. Are you approaching this game any different?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. As a manager, you're clearly aware that if you lose to a side from lower down, it's a giant killing act, as we experienced against Yate, and you do try and make sure that you make the players aware it's important, but you don't exaggerate it and it becomes too important. So it's something that I've got to think about between now and Saturday, and I might do things slightly differently on Saturday and maybe give the players a bit more ownership of the result than I probably would do in a normal league game, because I think for a club at our level there's a possibility. Why can't we get to quarters and semi-finals of the FA Trophy? Because the FA Cup teams in the Championship do, so why can't we teams in the Championship get to the final of the FA Cup? So why can't we? So probably I'm going to be giving it to the players and say, well, what do you want out of this competition? Do you want to have some glory, some fantastic days where we go and beat teams from higher up, or do you want to roll over and meekly disappear off the face of the earth and have league football to concentrate on for the rest of the season? So I'm probably going to go that route, give the players a bit of ownership of the tie on Saturday.
How is the squad?
Yeah, good. We had Tuesday off, got a few aches and pains, and we looked a bit tired on Saturday at times, so I want to keep them fresh and keep them rested, and everyone's fit and available.
So Tuesday night you had a night off. You went to see United at the Kassam Stadium. Are you a good spectator, or do you try and head and kick every ball from the terraces?
Yeah, I'm not bad actually, to be honest. I mean, my team's Liverpool, and I might get excited watching them in the pub on a Sunday afternoon.
How come Liverpool then? Why did you choose Liverpool?
I didn't realise until a few years ago, my dad was a Liverpool fan, but when I was growing up they were the best team. So as these days, you get a lot more Chelsea and Man City fans than you ever had, because they're the dominant side. So when I was growing up, there was Dalglish and Rush and Souness and Hanson, Lawrence and crikey, they were all
great team, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I was brought up in that era, so that's my team. And but it was an enjoyable experience the other night. I hadn't seen Oxford play for a long time, and I had no expectations of what I was expecting. And although a lot of people with more experience of watching them than I thought they didn't play great, I thought they probably could have got something out of the game. There wasn't much in it, and it's a bit like some of our recent encounters where we've not quite got our rewards from the performance. It probably meant we should have got a bit more than we did. So I'm sure Chris understood or understands what went wrong Saturday or on Tuesday, and like all managers, you're desperate to go and put it right. But I didn't see a lot wrong with them on Tuesday night, to be honest. Another day they could have nicked the 3 points.
Now, on Saturday you're playing my brother-in-law's side, Sholing, down in the south coast, and I've got to say I'm an Oxford City supporter now through and through. So you better do a job for me, otherwise my life's going to be hell in the family. So do you reckon you can do it?
Well, we'll be having a go. And if your brother-in-law asks you any info on us, you obviously say, I can't tell you, because my loyalties lie with us. So, no, it's I think I'm looking at it as quite a nice break from from league action, because we've had a really good start. We've been up there, and I just think it's weighed a bit heavily on us recently, and it'd be quite nice just to forget about 3 points in trying to maintain our position in the table or stay in the division, and just trying to go and get some glory and some success in the FA Trophy.